Hi there, students. Jingoism. Okay, Jingoism is extreme patriotism. If you call somebody a jingoist or accuse them of being jingoistic, you are criticizing them. Okay, you're saying that they are blindly patriotic. Jingoism talks about especially warlike foreign policy, or really aggressive foreign policy designed to damage or hurt other countries. If your country uses threats of force instead of diplomacy, this is jingoism. I wonder what the difference between jingoism and xenophobia is, but, well, I think xenophobia is probably more extreme. So a country that's always threatening to use its army, or maybe to take extreme economic sanctions against another country, that would be jingoistic. More normally, right-wing politicians are jingoistic. Yeah, they threaten other countries with force or with really strong measures instead of trying to find a negotiated solution. So I guess the Victorian era in the UK was extremely jingoistic. Yeah, there were lots of jingoist politicians. I think maybe North Korea uses jingoism to maintain control of its population. So the origin of this phrase is quite interesting. It comes from an exclamation, "By jingo." Okay, this is a very old-fashioned way of saying bloody hell. Okay, by jingo replaces by Jesus, so not to use God's name in vain, not to be insulting to religion. By jingo, this is something you might hear Bertie Wooster say to Jeeves. By jingo, I didn't realise that. If you wanted to sound outrageously posh, you could use by jingo as an exclamation. This phrase was first used by a Victorian radical called George Holyoake in 1878 in a letter to a newspaper. Okay? And by jingo, don't use that phrase nowadays unless you want to create the idea of an incredibly posh person who's outrageously posh. Okay, so jingoism. Now, the other question is formality. Well, I think jingoism, it's quite a formal word, maybe 7 out of 10 in formality. I would not recommend using it in an informal conversation in the pub. Use a phrase like extreme patriotism, warlike patriotism, aggressive foreign policy. Okay? But for one of your CPE essays, jingoism, this is a wonderful word to use. It shows you've got a brilliant vocabulary. So, jingoism, extreme patriotism, threats of force instead of negotiated settlements. But this is for politics, for countries. Yeah? It's not for something local. Okay? It's to do with macro politics. And remember, it's a formal phrase, so not in an informal setting. Anyway, enough. Jingoism. Jingoistic. Jingoistically. and a jingoist. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Jingoism.